All right, needless to say, over the last little while, the last few months at the very least, I've been getting tons of comments and DMs on my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, whatever it may be, all my social channels, asking me, Jeff, when are we finally going to see some changes to the Chevrolet Tahoe and the Chevrolet Suburban? Well, I have a secret that I'm finally allowed to tell you, something I've known for quite some time. I have all the information on the 2025, the newly refreshed 2025 Chevrolet Tahoe and Chevrolet Suburban coming your way. So with that, let's get going. Yes, I am finally able to lift the lid off and tell you all the exciting news on this refreshed Tahoe and Suburban full-size SUV lineup. The best-selling full-size SUVs on the market today, and 2025 brings a host of changes. We're talking exterior looks, interior looks, tons of new tech, mechanical features. The list goes on and on, new colors as well. So let's just get right into it. And I think what we should do first is let's start from the outside. Let's start with the looks of this thing, right? I mean, let's deep dive into that and we'll get to other things as we go along. But first and foremost, as you can see, you'll be able to see that there is new front and rear lighting on the Tahoe and the Suburban. You can see compared to the 2024 model, we have a thin LED daytime driving light up top. That was where the previous model had its actual driving headlights. Then a larger C-shaped, I can never say that, LED lighting as well. And then the larger than the outgoing model, that is. Much like we are seeing in the Blazer and the Trailblazer, the headlight itself, is located further down. I actually love the new style, as it's not such an extreme departure that makes it look like an entirely different vehicle. There's also new lighting animations that are incorporated in the new model year as well. And then as we move around the back, when we're still talking about lights, the tail lights have, a little bit of a difference, a little bit of a change there as well. Obviously, you have to look closely at the details, but it is, a little more modern. I like the looks of them. A change is a change, right? Keeping with the outside, if we move along the side of these SUVs, we're going to see now there's an offering for a factory 24-inch wheel, which I think would really set off the looks of these huge SUVs. Mechanically, I want to talk about a couple things while we're on the outside of the vehicle. Two things I am super excited to bring to you would be, number one, they are going with the second generation 3-liter Duramax turbo diesel. Yes, we obviously have recently seen those incorporated in the Chevy Silverado trucks. And it's great news because, again, I myself have actually got experience with both of these engines. I just had, for a couple of years, the Chevrolet Tahoe with the 3-liter Duramax with the older generation. And just recently, I've gotten into a GMC Sierra, doesn't matter if Sierra or Silverado, with the new version, which has 10% more horsepower, a 7.6% more torque. And it's actually noticeable. Now, I know I'm going from, the SUV to the truck, but regardless of that, the engine is definitely noticeable. And I think it's going to be a very welcome addition, a very welcome improvement. Not that there was anything wrong with the older one, because I love my engine, I love the fuel economy, but definitely a good improvement for the new Suburban Tahoe. Along with that, other exciting news that I wish they had when I had gotten mine. I really so felt that the Duramax would fit so well in the Z71. Much like we're seeing in the Silverados, where they're now incorporating the ZR2, we are now going to be able to get the new generation, but also the Duramax, of course, 3-liter in the Z71, pardon my Canadians coming out there, in the Z71 trim. So I think that's also some pretty exciting news mechanically that we're going to see in this new model. And lastly, on the exterior side of things, I have to mention that there is 2 new colors coming this year. One is called the Cypress Gray, although looking at it, to me, this definitely looks more green than gray. I know that's where the Cypress part comes in. I don't really see where the gray is, but whatever. They like their grays, so we'll leave it at that. And they're going to incorporate the new Lakeshore Blue Metallic. Now, we have seen the Lakeshore Blue Metallic on the 2024 light and heavy duty Chevy Silverados. So keep in mind, if you're looking to see what that color looks like, if you're going to be ordering one of these things, of course, on the line, that is the color that we're seeing on the Silverado, which I think looks sharp as well. But either way, nice to see 2 new colors coming for the lineup. But now I think we need to hop inside and talk about some of the changes we are seeing inside the Tahoe and Suburban. First of all, we are treated to a larger, best-in-class 17.7-inch diagonal information screen, along with an 11-inch diagonal driver's information center. Of course, that's going to be digital and I'm sure programmable, just like the trucks are as well. And it's actually, that screen, by the way, the 17.7-inch screen, what I like about it, it's actually canted a bit in the driver's direction. That gives you more of like a cockpit feel. I think, we've seen that in the, I think even more so, of course, but in the, the C8 Corvettes. But again, easily visible and accessible by your passengers, though, still as well. So of course, those screens are going to be the center point of everything, but there's more changes than just the screens and just that technology that way. We're also going to see changes like a redesigned center console, more convenient wireless charging, and a new steering wheel design as well. And if we move to specific models, we're going to see that the RST sees a unique interior with victory red stitching and all new black / sky gray cool, Let's back it up. We're also going to see an all-new black sky cool gray interior on the premium trim. Not to be left out, of course, the high country interior has been upgraded with a more refined interior. Things like authentic wood decor, along with wingtip perforated leather seats, a unique steering wheel, and jet black mocha interior color combo, which is also unique to the high country itself. Very quickly, though, I want to remind you about a company that I've been using for quite some time. It's a company called Rockform. I use their cases exclusively on my phone. Of course, my phone's important. I'm filming with it right now, and I need it to be, protected. They make great looking, but also very, protective cases. Of course, that's the whole design for them. This one here is the Crystal. I've got the Rugged that I'm filming with right now. There's another one here called the Eagle 3. Here's the box for that right there. This is kind of a golf-inspired one. So they make a multiple different cases. If you're Android, if you're again, if you're iPhone, which I am. But I don't know if you know this, but they also make amazing mounts for the inside of your vehicle. Being a vehicle guy, it's very important to me that I'm able to mount it easily, efficiently. This one here is a suction mount. This thing, I can hardly pull off the window. It's crazy. It's got a locking mechanism. This here is all magnets. And if you didn't know this, all of their cases are all magnetized as well. This is magnet, and look at this. The magnets on this thing are so strong. Like, it's all I can do to pull. I've actually put my phone like this on the side of a vehicle where it's not aluminum, where it's actually steel in a GM vehicle, and driven with it, and this thing didn't come off. So very impressed. You got to check out their products. If you use my code, you get 25% off. It's General Motors Jeff. Hit the link below in the description. Rockform, ROKFORM.com. They make amazing products. It's all I use. Oh, and before I forget, I wanted to talk about the way that this vehicle shifts. So of course, as you can see with the new screen integration, we don't have the buttons up on the dash like we had in the previous Tahoe and Suburbans. We now have a gear selector, kind of looks almost like how you'd flick on your, signals. We are seeing that now in the GMC Acadia, the brand new 24 GMC Acadia. And now we're seeing that here in the Suburban, pardon me. I keep wanting to see Silverado, Suburban Tahoe. I will say I have not had the opportunity to use it. I have used that kind of shifter in, some off-brand luxury brands that I'm not going to mention. Mercedes, but I hated it. I actually did not like the way that it worked. It seemed super flimsy, so I'm hoping that this does not have that same feel. Again, I won't know until I drive it myself, but I love everything about this interior and everything else. This is one thing I'm not 100% sure about, so we'll have to see how it plays out. Again, I can't speak to it till I use it, right? I'm just basing it off of what I've had from past experience, but I did want to bring that to your attention. They have moved it from the buttons to this different type of shifter. Technology-wise, of course, we're going to see the continuation of amazing technology, like, of course, the Super Cruise, all of this host of safety features, a ton of different trailering components are going to help you along lines of trailering. But there is a brand new, very cool, depending on how you look at it and where your privacy lies, camera option that we're going to see in these new Suburban Tahoes. So yes, there is a host of connected cameras. This is a fully integrated network of cameras that allow customers to remotely view the interior and exterior of their vehicle, including 360-degree views of the exterior. It can even record as well. Incorporates automatic crash recording and security recording. These features can all be accessed through the My Chevrolet app, and it even has cloud storage to save those recordings. So yes, you can see from at home on your app people inside the vehicle while it's driving, outside of the vehicle while it's parked or while it's driving somewhere, and it's all cloud-based. So of course you're going to have some form of OnStar subscription. I think that that's pretty commonplace now when it comes to a lot of the technology in the General Motors vehicles. But this is something that I'm not seeing anybody else really offering, at least nobody in this segment. Put it this way, the Cadillac Escalade does not, at least as of yet, have this cool connected technology. So this is something that I'm very excited about and very excited to try and see how well it works. Needless to say, in my quick overview today, there is a lot of changes in this, what they are calling, more or less a refreshed 2025 Chevrolet Tahoe and Suburban lineup. Now, the interesting thing about it, like I say, is the fact that this is just a refresh. This isn't even a massive, an overhaul of the vehicle, but there is a ton of changes, all changes for the good as far as I'm concerned. I actually really do like the looks of the front of it. The changes, again, are subtle enough that, it's not a dramatic change from what we've seen in the past. So it's not, something super polarizing, but it's enough of a change that, it keeps in line with what the other Chevrolet brand is looking like, and keeping that, brand synchronicity, if you want to call it, I guess. But again, something I'm very excited. I cannot wait to get in one and drive one and see and touch and feel and bring you some real, video that I've taken as to what these vehicles are like. But in the meantime, as always, thanks so much for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this below. So comment below, like the video if you want as well, and share it also. I'd really appreciate that. Until next time, take care.